About shifting bodies, like the
Getting
tattoos are
tattoos,
shifting
right?
our bodies.
Yeah,
طيب,
tattoo
why
answer.
we are studying tattoos in the American society? Because can you answer this question?
Because the book is American.
Yes, because getting tattoos over there in the American society, it's some kind of the social phenomena. So it's already known over there to the American society. طيب, regarding the social phenomena يا ولاد, of course, most of you have been living here in the Saudi society for almost nearly, we can say 5 years, right?
11.
11, good for you. 14 for me. طيب, but
9.
يعني 5 is
16.
enough. ماشي? 5 is enough. طيب. Can you tell me any examples of social phenomena here regarding the Saudi society?
Yes, about marriage.
Marriage. What's about marriage? So marriage is a
S
social phenomena here?
Yeah, no, some traditions in marriage, for example, a woman does not meet her husband until she weds him, until he weds her, like on
لا
the wedding day.
لا عز,
Until
but
engagement.
here,
Until engagement.
yeah, Aziz, here
بس ده
you
من زمان
have
قوي
the
عايز.
right. Yes, yeah, Adham, you have the right to see your fiancé, for example, before getting married, of course, to be
لا
introduced to each other and
لا
see
لا
each
يا
other.
مصر اللي انا
It's not a
شفته.
surprise.
it's not a surprise صح، بس يا مصر في ناس انا اعرفهم شخصيا.
Mm.
البنت ما شافتش جوزها ولا هم
موضوع
شافوا بعض
الشرعية يا مستر.
الا يوم الفرح بس.
Living,
موضوع
you are
الشرعية.
talking about the Bedouins, or you are talking
No, here
about
in
the
Riyadh.
people living here
Here
in
in
the
Riyadh.
city, here
In
in
Riyadh.
Riyadh. Maybe it's an exception, yes. Yani I will search for this piece of information. I will ask my Saudi friends. But I guess, يعني مثلا, you have the chance, ya Baba, to see your partner,
موضوع الشرعية.
right?
موضوع
And
الشرعية.
you will be introduced to each other,
شرعي.
and you're gonna talk, and you're gonna talk. Yes, according to the religion, yani you must see her at least 3 times before getting engaged. يعني this will be your part, or maybe, and مثلا I'm not telling you the real facts, but I will search this piece of information. But this is not, يعني مثلا, maybe as for this situation, it's an exception. It's not a phenomenon. طيب, who else can tell me? Yes, أحمد, تفضل أحمد رأفت.
مستر family section and single section. يعني دي فينومينا غريبة بصراحة.
Families and singles.
Single sections. Yes.
Regarding the residence, or regarding what?
Like restaurants.
Like
Restaurants.
restaurants, like cinemas, like I think the most of the places they are separated. I don't know why.
Even
طيب,
Even
a
as
Ahmed,
small
mixed,
business.
Ahmed,
even they are mixed
Ahmed,
up,
let me tell you something.
even mixed
In
schools,
order,
mixed
even,
schools, yeah, schools. They are just good section, boys section. I know, yeah, people can be respectful, either they're mixed or not mixed. Yeah, they can do whatever they want. This
طيب,
I don't think this condition prevents something from happening.
يعني we can say, يا Ahmed, generally talking, your point here as a phenomenon in the Saudi society, the separateness between the two genders, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So it's a
The reason that
phenomenon
if
here. It's
the
a
negative
phenomenon.
feedback, the negative
Sorry?
feedback of this separation, the negative feedback of this separation is more than the positive. Like, I don't think it's right. Yeah.
Why do you think by living this way there are some negative feedbacks?
Like people who are grown up here, like me. That's my 16th or 17th year here in Saudi Arabia.
Mm.
We're just exactly isolated from the other gender. Even if you're like, we need a manual to know how to contact the other gender here
Habibi,
in
yani
music community.
it's not this dilemma. Do not bother yourself with this situation. Yani there is no need for a manual, by the way. You are not talking about aliens here, ya Ahmed. You are talking about
I know
normal
that.
human beings, the same like you, the same feelings, the
I
same
agree.
thoughts, the same
I
age.
agree. I agree, Mr. ماشي مع حضرتك in this point. I agree. But I'm talking about like the way in communication. It's different. It's
But
hard
let
to
me tell you
communicate.
something. Let me tell you something. Inshallah, next year, and you're gonna remember my words. Next year, inshallah, when you have the chance to be interacted with the other gender, there's no problem. By the way, it's the same. It's the same. Yani, the same like you, the same thoughts, the same age, the same everything, the same feelings. It's normal. We're talking about human beings. But maybe
I know,
because this other part of the world, maybe for you, is simply dark or vague. So you have no idea. Maybe for this reason you have this kind of thought in your mind. But there's no problem, by the way.
I'm
It's normal, يعني.
I've,
عز.
I've been in Egypt for a year.
Sorry.
معلش أوضح. I've been
اتفضل.
in Egypt for a year in my intermediate school, like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was different. It was completely different, and I took time to adapt. And it was a completely new community, new communication. It took time.
But do you know, Ahmed, يعني مثلا from a point of view, there is a saying says that مثلا for mixed classes, it gonna give you some kind of a motive to study a lot. Because maybe if the teacher asked you a question, there is an echo, so please, if you are not using your mic, yeah, let mute it. If the teacher, for example, asked you a question, in order not to be embarrassed in front of the other gender, you must answer this question. So you must study more in order not to be embarrassed. This is one of the positive sides. But of course, regarding our religious background about communication and interaction between genders, ماشي؟ ما علينا, we are talking about Switzerland. Remember, Az, what do you want to say?
Mr. Here in Saudi Arabia, homosexuality is prohibited and
عز حبيب قلبي, we have lot of social phenomena here. ماشي يعني يا عز, please
okay.
يعني this session is recorded and it's live. Any single human being can simply enter our discussion and listen. We can simply يعني this session we can simply not finish it. So please يعني be careful, Mr.
ما
عز.
تقدرش تاخد دراما عادي.
يا
طب
عز
طب
حبيب
دراما
قلبي,
عادي.
try to think of any other phenomena. ماشي. Yes يا
طب
أحمد, اتفضل.
طب مستر
Let
ممكن
me stop the
نتكلم عن
recording, okay?
okay.
عز. Yes يا أحمد, اتفضل.
طب مستر can we talk about another countries
ما
عشان
تاخد دراما عادي.
Sorry?
ما نفس ساق الدراما عادي يعني، نفس ساق الحصة.
Muhammad Osama, do you want to add something?
لا ليه؟
Any other phenomena, حبيب قلبي?
اي حاجه.
For how long have you been living here in Saudi Arabia?
Mr. Women did not start driving until last year.
So it's a social phenomena?
Yes, women drive all over all around the world except here.
لا, let me give you a hint here يا عز. Maybe talking about social phenomena, مثلا try to think about the traditional costumes of the people here in Saudi Arabia. It's a social phenomenon. ماشي؟
اوكي يعني حاجه ما تدخلناش السجن.
do not give me يعني مثلا weird examples or weird exceptions or مثلا strange rarely happened occasion. يعني مثلا يا عز. طيب عبد الله حاتم. يا عبد الله حاتم. عبد الله.
ايوه.
Do not tell me that you are eating right now, عبد الله.
لا يا مستر انا
طيب عبد الله, why you are in hold? Couple of
ايه؟
minutes ago you was on hold.
ما انا كنت في الحمام.
Oh, okay. I thought it's something here in the software. طيب عبد الله, can you give me an example of any social phenomena? You was born here in Saudi Arabia, right?
لا انا مولود في المانيا.
طيب how long have you? Oh, we will go back to this issue to Germany, but let's finish this one first.
انت مولود فين؟
المانيا.
عبد الله,
ايوه.
you have been living here in Saudi Arabia for almost 5 years? 11. Good for you. طيب, can you give me an example of any social phenomena here in Saudi Arabia?
يعني
محمد
لسه
أسامة, if you are
something.
not using your mic, mute it. Yes,
بعد
عبد
يا
الله.
مستر حاجة.
عد في سرك. Yes, عبد الله.
يعني ايه social phenomena؟
Phenomena يعني it's something crystal clear to every single human being living in the society. Like the one example that I have already mentioned to Izzat, like the traditional costumes here, يا عبد الله. Females will wear black abayas and the males will simply wear white thobes, right? I'm talking about the majority, not every single human being is
المايك
simply
يا
doing it.
شباب، المايك عشان نعرف نسمع.
مستر
Yes,
سكوز.
Muhammad, wait your turn, please. Just raise your hand and wait. Let me finish with Abdullah first, okay? You will take your chance. Just wait. Yes, ya Abdullah. Can you think about one?
ماشي.
Okay, keep on thinking. Keep on thinking. Take your time, then raise your hand, okay? Okay,
Yeah.
Abdullah, take your time. No problem. Yes, ya Muhammad Osama. What do you want to tell me?
مستر in the schools يا مستر girls and boys are isolated.
Yes, يا حبيبي Abdullah, yeah, you was sleeping. يا محمد أسامة, Ahmad Rafat had just said that the separateness
بجد
between
والله.
the two genders. Yes يا حبيبي.
صح.
والله زي ما بقول لك.
صح.
انت بقى يا محمد, pay me some attention please. Yes يا عز.
Mr. No
Thought
music
about a
in
new
school.
phenomena?
Yes, no
Sorry?
music. They don't teach music.
No teaching. طيب what's the يعني مثلا what's the benefit of teaching you how to use the musical instruments?
Like
What's the use of
kind
it?
of force.
لا, wait your turn. Not this way. يا عز يعني مثلا
أيوة مش.
after teaching you chemistry,
Mhm.
inshallah, of course you will not be a criminal مثلا, for example, like the one we have been talking about, but يعني you will get use of it, of natural sciences, right, and social
Yes.
sciences to know how the world is working. طيب, instead of teaching you music, for example, I can simply مثلا propose, or I can simply مثلا suggest to teach the students how to drive مثلا, how to drive properly. ماشي? So which one is better? Teach you how to play some music or how to drive cars?
طب
Which one
لا
is good for
بس
you?
احنا we're talking about the part of the school, not in the real life.
What do you mean by part of the school? We are talking about social phenomena. This is our main title, main topic.
يعني for example, if I was driving in my car and if I just put up some songs, I might get a ticket for it.
Yes, of course, for
Yes.
making noise, disturbance
Yes.
other.
I
Yes,
got
of course.
I got a ticket for driving with music.
Maybe the sound was too loud.
لا هو كان في عسكري جنبي بس ما حبش ما كانش شايفني ظريف كده واداني مخالفة.
Nah, but let me tell you something. If he, يعني مثلا, he was driving his own car next to you, not in the street, يعني it was not simply a checkpoint. He
إشارة.
was simply driving the car. Yes, you were in the traffic signal. طيب. But while he was sitting in his own car, he can hear your music, right?
عشان الإزاز عندي تعبان.
طيب. So this means that the sound was loud, right? طيب. While listening to music, you are listening or you want the others to listen to your music?
Both.
What is the point here?
Yeah,
You
because
want to listen. You want to listen to some music. Of
Yes.
course, yeah. Maybe you have a good sound system in your car, for example. ماشي?
Yes, I do, but I also have friends in the car, so I need just to raise the sound a little bit. So I don't think it's supposed to be weird for people to play music in the cars.
طيب, let me tell you something. Maybe in the middle of the action you didn't notice. مثلا, try to play the music in your car. ماشي? And step out of your car and stand next to it. If you can hear the sound while you are outside of your vehicle, this means you have a loud noise. ماشي؟ يعني مثلا, طيب, let me tell you يا عز, maybe you are having some kind of a party at home. ماشي? And you want to play some music. The neighbors do not have the right to call the police because of
They do.
all of the noise. that you are making, you want to have some fun, right? But
Yes.
they have the right to. So the problem يعني مثلا the violation was for 100 reals.
Yes, something around this.
طيب, but he's completely right about his action. Maybe because he was in the middle of the action, yes, you do not notice that the sound was too loud. ماشي? Maybe a social phenomena here in the Saudi society regarding this issue is obeying the traffic regulations, especially after Sahir. Regarding this issue, Abdullah Hatim, can you tell us one?
اه all the women especially the mothers are highly respected in the society in the
انت متضايق ليه؟
Saudi
طيب
Arabia.
متضايق ليه؟
Maybe Abdullah, what do you wanna say? That simply while females crossing the street, for example, right? So all the vehicles will simply wait until they finish their crossing. Or يعني مثلا they have some respect for the females. This is your point, Abdullah, right?
اه
Okay, thank you, Abdullah. Ahmed? Ahmed, do you want to say something? Why are you still raising your hand? طيب,
Papa.
Muhammad Osama.
Uh,
Muhammad Osama.
by mistake.
Osama, by mistake too?
ايوه يا مستر
By
ايوه يا
mistake?
مستر لا لا
What do
انا
you
عايز
say?
اقول حاجه. الكلوذنج ستور والماركت والحاجات دي كلوز في وقت الصلاة.
It's a social phenomenon. Yes, to have a prayer break. طيب. يوسف محمد. يا يوسف. Sleepy Yusuf. Where are you? Where are you?
يوسف شديد يا مستر.
لا, يوسف محمد. But I can't hear him. I heard أيوة from a very low voice. طيب, what about محمد مجدي يا
موجود في
ولاد?
البث.
محمد Magdi, do you want to share us your thoughts
مش
or your
عارف
observations about the Saudi society?
ما ادري.
You do not know.
ايوه يا مستر. I have
طيب,
another one.
talking about the food يا محمد مجدي.
ايوه مس
Talking about the food here in the Saudi society.
كبسة.
So
لا.
it's a social phenomenon.
هو ما بقولكش قول لي طبخات سعودية، بقول لك السوشيال
Social phenomena. Any observable facts about the Saudi society?
Yes, they love eating mammals like sheep, camels,
Yes.
and eating them with a lot of rice.
Or we can say, yes, they like to eat by using their own hands. Right?
Yes.
صح يا مستر.
طيب, محمد أسامة, it's still by mistake or you want to add something or what?
ايوه في الحمامات ان ذا تويلتس يا مستر مختلفة شوية. عندهم اللي هي ما عندهمش اللي هي بيقفوا جنب بعض، دي اسمها ايه؟
I think urinals or something like that. But يعني
ايوه ولا
I think يعني يا محمد this is يعني much respectful, even though if you want to do number one, not number two, no problem. Enter the facility, use the bathroom. Why standing next to each other? Of course, يعني I'm not telling you that while standing next to each other, you will not gonna sneak a peek next to your standing guy. Of course, I'm not telling you that. But يعني use your
sharing
common
is
sense,
caring.
use your logic. ماشي? Which one is more respectful? To be standing or do you have some kind of a door closed behind you?
كلوز يا مستر طبعا كلوز.
طيب. Do you want to tell me something else or let's continue? I know the 8th session يا ولاد. طب محمود أحمد, do you want to tell us something?
اه يا مستر.
Yes.
They like sitting on the floor when they eat or when they talk.
Me too, by the way. Me too. It's
عامة
it's a good. يعني to sit on the floor, it's something good. Even in the shopping malls, by the way. يعني they will simply leave the chairs or whatever, and they will sit on the floor. طيب. Ahmed, do you want to add something?
I'm sure I would like to comment on Muhammad Osama's point of view about the urinals.
Mm.
يعني religiously أصلا it is يعني إيه prohibited to do it extending.
Sorry?
Better religiously, it's better to do it like when sitting or using the facility, the
Yes,
closed door
yes.
facility.
It's better. It's not
Like
haram. يعني
yes, I
it's
think it's
most
better.
likely to do.
Most likely, yes, I know. Except some conditions, I'm not just exactly. And about sitting on the floor, I think it's better also for the health. Yeah.
Okay. طيب. عمرو حاتم, why you didn't tell us today anything regarding the Saudi society?
مستر كنت عامل ريزنج هاند بس تقريبا عندي مشكلة مش
Sorry يا عم.
عندي مشكلة في موضوع ريزنج هاند بس can I say my
But
idea?
but now I can see that you are already raising your hand, right?
Yes بس أنا عندي الأيكون مكتوب raise my hand ما فيش lower my hand مش عارف أرفع مش عارف
No problem. طيب, what do you want to say?
مثلا عندهم هنا ويكند يعني يحبوا يروحوا يقعدوا في الويكندز عندهم بيحبوا يقعدوا في البر وكده دي عادة عندهم.
So if they want to go out, they will simply go to the deserts, right? طيب. يعني مثلا talking about my country, يا عمرو, when I during summer, if I want to have some fun, I will simply, because of the climate, because of the weather, I will go to the beach because we have a lot of beaches over there in my country. But here, the option of the sea is not available too much. So the option that they have got here is simply the desert, and they will get the full use of it. So if you have the chance to go to visit the desert with an experienced Saudi guy, take the chance and go over there. You will have a lot of fun. Do not go by yourself because you are not have the sufficient experience. But with an experienced Saudi guy in this issue, you will have a lot of fun. You will enjoy it, especially during night if you have the chance to look at the sky, to see the stars. It's magnificent. طيب, who else? No one? طيب.
خلاص بقى.
Let's go back to the tattoos. Here that. طيب. إن شاء الله يا أولاد, all of this lesson will be definitions about the, what is this? طيب. Will be definitions about the different social science. As you know, we have two main branches of sciences. We have the social sciences and the natural ones. The natural ones, like your favorite subjects, like chemistry, for example, and the social ones. ماشي؟ يبقى chemistry, physics, bio, and math will be out of the natural sciences. ماشي؟ But talking about the social sciences, this is our concern here in this lesson. So first of all, the definition of a social science will be it's a discipline that studies the human social behavior or the institutions and the functions of the human society in a scientific manner. So when I ask you, for example, to study or to examine a specific social phenomena in the Saudi society, of course, the expected behavior, مثلا, for example, you will not grab a piece of paper and a pencil and start writing down the comments while you are walking or even driving your car. No, this is not the scientific way. Inshallah, later on, I will tell you what's the scientific way. It's something like, for example, to take some kind of collecting information. And we have different kinds of information, like surveys, for example. يعني مثلا, if you remember, if the school wanna ask you مثلا, or the school wanna organize a trip, so the school will simply pass you some kind of a questionnaire or a survey. what are your favorite places that you wanna go during this trip, this school trip, or this school field trip, for example? Or the school can simply supply you with some options and you have to choose your favorite spot. So this is simply some kind of the scientific way or the scientific manner. يبقى the disciplines that study the human social behavior or even the institutions and the functions of the human society is the social science. And we have a lot of kinds, by the way, أولاد, about the social sciences. Inshallah, we're gonna discuss them one by one. And please, you have to memorize all of the definitions, يا أولاد, of these social sciences because most of them are close to each other, or not almost the same, but the majority of the definitions, يا أولاد, are somehow related to each other. And inshallah, starting from the next lesson, we're going to discuss these definitions. Do you want to ask me any questions?
Yes, mister. Can we leave?
Yes. Why do you want to leave? We still
ما-
have couple of minutes.
انا ما اكلتش حاجه من الصبح
عايزين
Me
وعيلتي
ناكل
قاعده
too,
يا
by the
بتتغدى
way.
وانا قاعد
Me
عيلتي
too,
قاعده
by the
بتتغدى
way.
وانا قاعد على السرير.
But by the way, why you didn't get the good use of your break? There was a prayer break and the break after the second session. Why you didn't get your
انا
meal?
كنت نايم بقى.
I
انا
don't
كنت
I do
نايم.
not
كنت
eat
نايم
breakfast.
كنت نايم after the second.
I do not eat breakfast.
انا صاحي مستر 5 مستر 4.
Okay. Okay, يا ولاد. See you again inshallah tomorrow. Have a nice time. Thank you.
ليه
Thank
يا
you.
مستر نكمل الدقيقة؟
بس يا
لا
بارد.
خلاص يبقى لكم عندي دقيقة next time. Thank you يا ولاد. And see you again
هي
later.
خلصت قبل ما نطلع. شوف سبحان الله، خدنا
ماشي
وقتنا كله.
ماشي. يلا goodbye. السلام عليكم.
سلام يا مستر.